What is going on YouTube? Hit it back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. As you guys know, in yesterday's video, we discussed the fact that we look to be heading up to what appears to be strong resistance in the market. Just to show you guys really quickly on some of these cryptos, you can see that on Litecoin, we do have this really big uptrend that was found just a couple of days ago, and you can see where we're hitting resistance closer to the $39 resistance level. Not only that, but we're coming extremely close to the high-low middle moving average on the 4-hour chart for Litecoin. What this ultimately signifies is with the sideways trading we're starting to see on the RSI and some of the other indicators, it usually tends to show that we are pretty much coming to the end of what appears to be the consolidation that we've been having. This tends to break in, a bearish direction when you see some sort of ascending formation on the cryptocurrencies, but I do want to just go over the possibilities and probabilities of which direction and how high we could be potentially moving. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Remember to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. Tons of you guys have been hitting me up on there, and it is absolutely awesome. So definitely make sure to check that out if you have any questions or just want to have a conversation. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So before we jump into the technical analysis, yesterday's video we discussed that everybody should be getting ready for what appears to be the uptrend that we were talking about. You guys notice that I do have the 4-hour Litecoin chart shown here, and you can see where the resistance from this high-low middle moving average is sneaking in. So obviously the bulls and the bears are in some sort of predicament. We do have to come to some sort of deciding factor within the near future to pretty much show which direction we're going to be breaking. Now, to just switch our focus to the current coin market cap, I want to give this a quick refresh to see what exactly is going on, and you can see that the consolidation has once again taken over the market. You can see out of the top 10 cryptocurrencies, we've pretty much flatlined at the top here, very similar to the previous resistance that we hit just a couple of days ago, maybe 5 or 6 days ago. You can see where the consolidation is now lying. So we are in quite a predicament, if you ask me. The markets are pretty much flatlined, no real price movement at all the past day, and you can see with the sideways trading, this usually leads to, once again, more volume headed our way. Now, to just show you guys the Litecoin 4-hour chart, we were discussing this in yesterday's video, and I kind of want to spend some more time discussing this. You can see usually when we have these breakouts, it's usually followed by the mouth of the breakout. This is, conservatively a 32% increase that we had here at the mouth. And once again, if we just extended this to right here, we could anticipate obviously a break in the bearish direction, pulling us right back down to where we started from, closer to $29. And if we played even more conservatively, there's probably a closer chance that we would fall to our previous support, which is closer to the 33 resistance. Now, if we were to flip this over and move this up to 33%, I want to show you guys exactly where we would be headed. So just really quickly, we have this 33% gain right here. And if we then took this and dragged this on top of the point of breakout, which would be closer to here, and we extended this up to 33%, we could be seeing prices reach as high as, honestly, $50 to $52. Now, extending this to the daily, you can see why this ultimately makes sense. You can see that with the breakout forming, if we did break out, it would ultimately send the price right next to its high-low middle moving average, literally right here. So it does make sense that if we break through this resistance that we're currently battling, there's a chance it will flip bullish and extend all the way up to the high-low middle moving average, basically filling this gap right here, retesting the resistance at $50, and then we could see that break to the upside. Now, obviously, there are some concerns that we do have. Obviously, we did have that bullish cross on the MACD, which is great, but in the market that we have been in, there's been a ton of downwards consolidation. We still have a downtrend that is on the market right here. Yes, we did flip bullish, and we are setting higher lows right now, but there is still some sort of downtrend on the market. You can see as I draw this in what exactly I'm referring to. Notice now on Litecoin what the predicament is that we're facing. We do have some sort of symmetrical triangle forming where we have the previous lows, the previous higher lows, and the previous lower highs right here, the lower highs and these higher lows ultimately meet at this exact candle that we're currently in right now. So I do believe we do have a little less than 7 hours of trading for today's candle, and I do believe this will be the deciding factor today, whether we're going to dump lower and correct down to the $33 support, or if we break bullish, expect expecting to see movements as high as $51. Now, for you guys who are wondering, well, should I buy in? Should I sell short? What positions should I make? Questions like that will all be answered on my Patreon. I like to hold that specifically for that group, for the people that are really interested in trading technical analysis. So it is linked in the description if you guys did want to help support the channel. And huge shout out to everybody who is supporting the channel. We now broke over 60 patrons, which is absolutely amazing, on our goal of 100. So we're literally just a couple patrons away from reaching that goal. So huge shout out to everybody that is supporting me on that platform. And just to continue off of this basis, you can see the same thing applies now to Bitcoin, the coin that we do like to trade here on DueDEX. So if I was to just extend this resistance, you can see kind of what it is that I'm referring to. Just like that, you can see where we have our support and resistance lines right here. We do have a downwards channel from this price, and then we eventually broke bearish. But you can see now that this downtrend is continuing to form, and the fact that we bottomed off, of course, at $5,000, you can see we did start an uptrend, a much smaller uptrend at that, but it does ultimately come back and face the resistance that we're currently battling right now. So this is huge, guys. This is, great news that this is going to probably end today. I'd be very shocked if we continued into tomorrow, but there should be big volume coming for this market. You can see symmetrical triangle, less than an ascending triangle. This should, pretty much depict which direction we'll break. Obviously, we can, prepare ourselves and prep a short position lower, closer to $6,100, or a bullish position if we do break bullish, closer to $7,000. If we can break above 7, there's a good chance we'll long this all the way up to the middle moving average right there. Now, I do just want to make these supports a little bit thinner so we can see the other candles on the market. Let's just make these a little smaller. Bam. So you can kind of see the predicament that we're in. We have this beautiful uptrend right here, but we're also battling the resistance at the same time. So it's really going to depend on whether or not we can build up the volume and the support to break long. But either direction, and that's what you guys have to understand, with the availability and the option now to short cryptocurrency, we're pretty much guaranteed to make money either direction that we float. So whether or not we break bullish, it used to just be bullish moves would make us the most money. We would buy the dip and then we would make the money, as we shot up on like Coinbase Pro. But now that we have the platform DueDEX, which allows us to buy long and sell short, we can make money on both a drop in the market and an extension in the market. So we really don't have to worry about which side we end up going. We just have to figure out, the amount of volume and when the break is going to happen. Usually these sideways consolidation or these slow movement targets usually tend to break with big volume, big candle wicks like this or like this. So these ultimately can help us pretty much capitalize on the profits that are, over there or that are available. So basically, if we were to, let's say the price of Bitcoin was to shoot up to $79,000 or $8,000, if we bought in at $7,000 with the current price of $6,600, we would basically, the leverage trade, the limit order that we had would fill at $7,000 and we would then sell off as we, moved closer up. Or if we have a short position with a limit order set at 62 and it would only execute at $6,200 if the price was to drop and correct all the way back down to $5,000, let's say, it would fill our order at 62 and then carry us all the way down to 5,000, and we would ultimately make profit in either direction. Now, if you guys want, like I said, the specifics on which direction and what trades I have and the amount of leverage, definitely make sure to check out my Patreon down below. And then to wrap up today's video with XRP and Ethereum, another coin that has been trading very interesting, you can see we also have another downtrend here. This one is a little bit harder to graph and figure out than per se Bitcoin right here. But you can see with this downtrend, this is definitely a big moment for XRP. We have clear higher lows being set, and this ultimately is being retested right at this moment. We've had tons of consolidation, and this is basically going to be the ultimate factor. Are we going to stay above our massive, downtrend, our 3-year downtrend, or are we going to finally get the support that we need after this sideways consolidation and break bullish and extend all the way up to the 20 to 24 cent area right there? So you can see what it is that I'm referring to when I extend out on the weekly. You can see that we are now battling this downtrend right here that's been on the market since 2017. Now it looks like we're bouncing off of this bottom support. It used to be a huge resistance, but it seems like it's flipped bullish. There's a chance we could retest this and then explode up eventually in the next couple of months, head closer back up to retesting the 35 cent resistance. That's the high-low middle moving average for XRP. Now, lastly, to wrap up today's video with Ethereum, you guys can see very similar with all the other cryptos that there is a slight downtrend, not as dominant as Litecoin or Bitcoin per se. There is a small one here. It's less noticeable. It's definitely not nearly as big as, let's say, Litecoin or Bitcoin's, which is definitely much sharper. You can see right here, much more sharp. We could, count the bottom. This would probably be the closer one right here. But even with this one, we don't really have any sort of retest right there. I mean, we could really extend this down here, and I think that's a stretch right now. But if we use this downtrend, we could basically see that we are coming once again very close into contact with the downtrend, and it could either send us breaking lower, pulling us all the way back down to our previous support at 110, or we could break out and shoot all the way up to 185. So all I'm saying is when we do break, there's going to be a ton of wiggle room and profitability to get in on the deal. It's just a matter of setting your limit orders and getting ready to execute those positions. Otherwise, that is going to wrap up today's video. If you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Remember to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.